Mom, I need your opinion on this. So, did you see that Romeo said some crazy things online? And I know that he's your favorite guy, so I want to hear your opinion. What is your take on that? This is your guy. I need you to tell me what you think.
Wow. Well, I did see the interview, and I gotta say, little backstory, I've been obsessed with Romeo since high school. Like, I went to Norman Thomas High School, so when that song was in their albums, like we all went crazy. Like I've been obsessed with him. And I gotta say I'm a little disappointed in the interview with him and Prince Royce. Which I found that Prince Royce I'm not a huge fan of, but he actually answered it a little more diplomatic than Romeo did. Because at least he referred back to, New Yorkers and his Dominican community, and he spoke about us positively. But Romeo, I felt, skirted the whole issue, did not give his opinion, and in this day and age, not saying your side of the opinion, your side of the aisle that you stand on is just being complicit. That's just the way it is now. Just because we've come to that part of the community, it's become that bad where you can't stay quiet anymore. So him not picking a side and just saying that artists should stick to what they're good at, the singing, is not good enough for me. So I gotta say I was really disappointed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's crazy that in 2026 you're going to go out and do PR for the Hispanic community and not be prepped to talk about those things. I think that that's an important part. Like, where is his team? He's been in the business for 30 years, and no one was like, hey, by the way, this interviewer or the next one or the one after that is going to ask you about ICE.
I
Like,
know.
you need to have something ready to go. You need to know what you're going to say so that you are supporting your fans and your community for the last 30 years and still being diplomatic if you need to be, but you got to say something. Like, no one prepped him on that. I don't understand.
I know, and I'm kind of disappointed in his team because if it didn't happen on this interview, like you said, it's going to happen. It's just what everybody's talking about right now. And it's funny that he had just put out a video not long before that talking about, I think indirectly talking about Bad Bunny, saying how, Romeo's been doing this a lot longer, has sold out Yankee Stadium 2 times, Madison Square Garden. He is a huge artist and he's never been invited to be on Saturday Night Live. And this is part of the reason, dude, because you're nothing else but a performer. What about the rest of the global economy? What about what's going on in the history of your country? What about speaking about Dominican Republic? Right
Hmm.
now, Mark Anthony has a song where he talks about Dominican Republic. Bad Bunny has a song where he talks about Dominican Republic. There's so many of them, and they're not even Dominican. They're Puerto Rican. What about our people? So I think that being small-minded and only speaking about bachatas is why he's not invited to be on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah. I mean, he's talking to his super fans and the people who have known him for 30 years, but I'm not Romeo's super fan. Yes, I've probably been listening to him for 30 years because you have, but that doesn't mean I'm a super fan. So when you say these things in interviews, like, I'm more modern. I'm kind of like turned off by that. Like, I feel like you should have been prepped. You're a professional. Like, figure this out. And there's times for those things. Like, Bad Bunny didn't just come out and say, I'm not touring in the US because of ICE. He
Right.
let all of his things go out. He sold all his tickets worldwide. Nobody knew why he didn't have anything in the US. And then he came out months later and said it was because of ICE. So
Yes.
that's strategic. Eventually he did say it and it was part of the plan. I just feel like he should have been prepped for that.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have a great team behind him. And there's also a lot of talk about his Aventura band members and how some of them are Trump supporters. Like, if you're not a Trump supporter, you need to come out and say you're not a Trump supporter.
Yeah, if you're gonna make, music for this type of
Yes.
community, yeah, it's important. Maybe other people could say nothing. Like Taylor Swift doesn't say a lot about anything going on in the world or politics anywhere, but if you are doing culturally specific things, you have to be prepped to what's going on in your community. You know, that's
Hmm.
how detached from his community he really is. You're not even
Exactly.
talking about the thing that, is that everybody else is talking about that listens to your music. Like, come on.
Hmm. And especially where he came from. His specific neighborhood is being targeted right now.
His specific neighborhood.
His specific neighborhood. He grew up in the Bronx, uptown. Those people cannot go out to the bodega to get food. They're scared to go to work. These are his specific people. He
Yep.
should be sticking up.
Yep. Crazy.
That's my opinion on it.